My name is Elbert Collins, native Sussex County, grew up near Selbyville, and I became a Christian at 7, actually, in children's church at a Wesleyan church over near where we lived, and got serious about the Lord when I was 14, oddly enough. I gave up fighting God and decided, I'm going to serve Him. God spoke to me and said I should go into a Christian school. My parents didn't have the money, and He provided a way, and I ended up at Epworth Christian School in 1983. That was really a life-changing experience for me here. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my God, and I made so many friends and connections, and it really was life-altering, right down to my wife, who did not go here. But had I not met some friends, I would not have eventually met her. So Epworth Christian School was a big part of my early life in Jesus. We spent some time in Florida at Bible college in the late 80s, early 90s. We've done a church plant. I've been a children's pastor in the 90s. I was a worship leader in the late 90s. Early 2000s, something really big happened in our life that challenged my faith, and strange enough, it came from an act of faith. I prayed a prayer that I didn't think God heard. I actually prayed it twice. It was a one-sentence prayer, and it was simply this: God, I wish that I didn't have to drive into the sun to go to work. It's not a prayer you'll hear in church, not like Brian Duncan's prayers you won't hear in church, but it's not a prayer you would hear in church, but it changed my life. I went from there. I had a grand mal seizure and caused damage to this side of my shoulder, and I was out of work for 13 months between recovering from the surgery, getting physical rehabilitation, and dealing with some of the neurological things that were going on at that time. And then coming to the realization I couldn't return to the work that I was doing before. I got job training in an area that I enjoyed doing anyway, and that was computer technology. And eventually I took a job with the Laurel School District in the Technical Services Department. And it was a few months after that I'm riding to work, and I'm looking in the rearview mirror and I see the sun, and God reminded me of that prayer, and I felt He spoke to me and He said, "You're welcome." And I just started to cry as I'm driving down Route 24 from Millsboro trying to get to Laurel. And I'm thinking the whole way there, I'm thinking, what are they going to think? I've got bad allergies because my eyes were red. But God had done something awesome. He had provided a way where I could take care of my family, and in a career that I'm proud of and I enjoy, and I've been doing for 22 years, and I thoroughly enjoy it. He's a good God, and during that time He provided for our needs. He's taken care of us. One of my sons, we went through another difficult time in 2010 where I didn't work for a while, and one of my sons looked at me and he said, "Dad, God took care of us before. You remember during that time when you couldn't work? He'll take care of us again." And it was so inspiring for me. It made, I thought, I should be saying that to myself. And here my son, my 18-year-old son, is reminding me of God's faithfulness. He is faithful, He is good. When I think about faith and the generations before me, one person that stands out is my grandmother, who literally, from stories I'm told, was there from the day of my birth. She laid an example of not only of determination, hard work, and faithfulness I want to attain to. And she just had a peace with God. I remember her telling Melody once that Melody was concerned about being at a camp meeting, and there was thunderstorms around, and she said, "Well, I'm just concerned about the lightning." She said, "Well, if lightning hits us, we'll go to be with Jesus, and that ought to be all right." She was at peace with it, and I really want that peace. I like that peace, and I like that place, and it's to me, that's what I aspire to be. I know I'm doing the Lord's will, and He is pleased. If my work on earth is done and it's time to go, we're going. And I don't have to fear, I don't have to be afraid. I just need to go and surrender to Him, and He'll take care of everything else. My name is Elbert Collins, and that's my story.
I'll believe in what my eyes can't see, and I will trust you, Lord. I will trust you, Lord. I will make a sacrifice of praise and say that